is speaking from Presentation Mastery Pathways, Level 3. She's giving a speech that asks you to use descriptive language to tell a story. And I think she's going to throw a little humor our way. And this particular speech is about opportunity, and that it comes from being in the right place at the right time. So Hannah is going to tell us a story about how being in exactly the right place at the right time landed her dream job when she graduated from college. So let's welcome Hannah Depew, 5 to 7 minute speech, right place, right time. Hannah Depew.
Say opportunity is being in the right place at the right time. The only trouble is the right place and the right time don't always feel that way in the moment. And I sure needed some right time and right place to land a job. I was fresh out of college. I had a Bachelor of Arts in Economics, but little else. I'd done no internships, had no work experience, and I couldn't even drive. I also had no idea what I wanted to do. I was fascinated by investing, but that career just seemed way too far of my grasp. My accounting class had convinced me that being a CPA was a fate worse than death, but taxes seemed to be my only way forward. I had an interview all lined up with my parents' CPA. I was going to be a part-time secretary during the tax season. Worse than death it was then, at least until May. Nonetheless, I went to the interview dressed to impress. Cheap black slacks, unpolished ballerina flats, and an awful pinstripe blouse my mom wore when she'd last worked in an office in the 80s. Ooh. Since I still couldn't drive, my mom dropped me off and away I went. A few easy questions, a slightly troubling one. Do you mind if people yell at you? 'Cause people will yell at you. And I had the job. Since I still couldn't drive, I had to go with my mom to her next errand at my grandma's house. It was then that right place and right time first struck. On that very day, at that very time, my grandma's financial advisor, Lily, just so happened to be visiting to review her portfolio. She also just so happened to be looking for an assistant. And with the aid of plenty of proud grandma lies that I learned about afterwards, Lily had this unreasonable impression of me as some kind of savant. So she saw me walk in the door and said, "Oh, are you Ruth's granddaughter? I'd love to give you a job. Just send me your resume and I'll get you in the office." Can you believe it? This was all right time, right place, people. It wasn't me. Remember, I was still wearing that horrible blouse. That tax accounting interview had become my entrance into the investment business. It just goes to show you need to be in the right place at the right time. I was to begin in a couple weeks. The only problem now, I still couldn't drive. It was a long walk from my home in Escondido to my new office in Carmel Valley, and no way were my parents waking up at 5:30 in the morning to drop me off at work. It's time for a driver's ed crash course, but with no car crashes, of course. Every day, my dad took me on the long, snaking Del Dios highway. We'd go twisting and turning up the mountain and then twisting and turning back down. Again and again we went, my hands gripping the steering wheel for dear life. But I got used to it. I was able to get an appointment at the DMV a Friday before I was to begin the following week. I did everything I could to prepare. I devoured my driving manual. I heard that the DMV and in Poway was the easiest one, so I set up my appointment there. I even wore my longest dangling earrings and set my hair up in a ponytail, so it was really clear when I was looking around for turns. I was ready to knock this driving test out of the park. While parking safely, of course. But little did I know, right place and right time, which had been my friends, are out to get me this time. Me and my mom show up early and we wait in the customary long DMV lines. We finally get up to the top and we're told, go wait in your car. An instructor will be out shortly. Shortly in DMV time, I guess. So we wait and wait and wait. No one comes. 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and still nothing. Finally, someone comes out to speak with us. Turns out the DMV office was a mini ground zero for the flu that year. All of our instructors have called in sick, so instructors from other DMV offices are coming over. But don't worry, an instructor will be out shortly. Oh, great news. Just another DMV shortly and we'll be ready to go. Well, the day drew on with time trickling so slowly toward closing time. If I couldn't get my driver's license today, I wasn't driving to work next week. An instructor finally shows up late in the afternoon and he was annoyance incarnate. His face was puckered in a scowl, and he peered at me through squinting eyes. Right time and right place had given me the world's worst instructor. There was no way I'm making it through. "You ready?" he barks. I straighten. "Let's get this over with." I start driving, and so do the biting criticisms. "Why did you turn at the light? You had right of way. Watch out for the bike lane. You're going too slow. Pick it up." My shoulders tense up with each bark, and I could feel my driving skills were slipping too. We finally complete the torturous drive. I look at Mr. Grumpy Pants to see him marking off so much on his checklist. Then the moment of truth. Oh, whatever. Okay, you pass. What? I was shocked. I passed? That insane series of events had landed me with the driver's license I desperately needed to begin working the next week. So there you have it. A tax interview turns into my dream job at an investment firm. The crazy day at the DMV lands with my driver's license. All just goes to show you do need to be in the right place at the right time, even when it doesn't feel that way. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.